Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm just coming up here to do a quick video. So if you watch my previous video, you'll know that I was trying to compare the prices to, my Hellcat jailbreak, how much gas it would take versus charging up the EV. And if you notice in that video, I started off in the afternoon and then I ended up charging my EV in the evening time. And here's the reason why. So if you go back, I'm sure that you heard, the famous EVs getting bricked, and I'll leave, some videos up here or some links here. So there's a particular guy took his Daytona EV. So he was working in the shop. They were changing out different size wheels, and they eventually washed the car. The car wouldn't start. So I started doing research trying to figure it out because, of course, you get the backlash. Everybody hates the car automatically. So there's going to be some reason, or people are going to come up with some reason trying to talk negative about the car. If you go back, 5 years ago, Tesla was having issues too. If you go look at different forums, this is not the first time this happened to an EV, but because Dodge is getting slammed right now for the EV, it is all over social media. So, of course, these are EV cars, and yes, they're supposed to be able to go to automatic car washes. When I went to the manual, and this is a brand new car, so if you go to the dealership, if you talk to these people in the dealership, 9 times out of 10, they don't know what's going on with the car. Long story short, my husband decided to wash the cars, and I was really thankful. We have a pressure washer, a typical pressure washer, nothing too crazy. The PSI, I believe, is around 1200. And then all of a sudden, I go sitting here, I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to go make a video on this. And took it to the charging station, and boom, my car would not charge. I had all of this information saying, hey, warning, you need to contact your dealership. There's an electrical issue. I had this wrench up there, and if I can find it, I'll link it. But it's a wrench basically with this big X on it saying that it is not charging. And the first thing I thought about was, oh shit, TK, Butter the Insider, OC Motivator, and everybody else is going to dog me because, hey, my car is jacked up, right? That's the only thing I thought about. I was like, you know what? There's plenty other reasons why I just start spazzing out. And I thought about, oh, Lord, I'm going to get slammed on social media. But remember, I told you, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, we're going to walk through this car. So my husband, type of person he has, he's very go with the flow, nonchalant. I am type A spazzy, if you haven't realized on my channel. He was like, chill out. He was like, I got a degree in this. It's not that serious. Let's take the shit home. Let it dry out. I'm sitting here Googling and looking up the potential worst and just said, you know what? I just lost all of my duckies. What am I going to do? Eventually, later on that evening, now if you go back to the video, you'll notice we go back to the charging station, and Eureka, it worked perfectly fine. Haven't had an issue since. So then it got me thinking. I was like, this makes sense, right? It's a freaking battery. It has to have some kind of safety mechanism. Now, I will say Dodge should have incorporated this, or, this is a learning process. Maybe we really don't know enough about it. But if you look at the Teslas, they have a car wash mode, right? If you put this in car wash mode, then it will automatically prepare the car so that things like this won't happen. I've looked through this vehicle, and I don't think that this has a particular car wash mode on it, but that's okay. I really don't think I'm going to go to an automated car wash anyway. I know that they said that you can do that, but me, that's like putting a damn hairdryer in a bathtub. I'm not trying to do that. Now, people probably come on social media and be like, you know what, you pay all this money for this car, you should be able to, and that's fine. Everybody has their own damn prerogative. I'm not doing that shit. That's like going into a bathtub, and I'm not doing it. I just don't feel comfortable with that, you know, and I'm not going to be the example. We go into the automated car wash and then I look to keep my damn self. Not saying that would happen, I'm just saying I'm spazzy, okay? So I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, but I did not think that using a pressure washer at home would be an issue. Then I started to think about it. I was like, you know what? I mean, if it's 1200 PSI, could that potentially have done something when my husband was using the pressure washer? Could it have, directly got water in the charging port? That seems logical, right? And I think that's really what happened, because the car went into safety mode saying, hey, I can't charge this because it's wet, just like our typical phones. If you have an Android, you can take that shit in the water, but you can't go immediately and try to plug it up because it's going to bing at you and say, hey, no, I can't charge it. It's a safety mechanism. So for people who are talking negative, you have to understand it's a safety mechanism. Now, going back to the brick Dodges here that won't start, I think that is an issue and that needs to be addressed, because Dodge should have had a safety mode to that, or a car wash mode. And those are things that we're going to explore. I've called Dodge itself. Nobody can give me an answer. The lady first saying, hey, refer to the manual. I said, look, I read all 272 pages because I'm a spazzo. So I already did this prior to purchasing this car. And I told her, I said, the only thing you guys say in the manual is now what I will say, it does talk about the PSI, the automated, I shouldn't say automated car washes, but it does talk about the pressure. And of course it says you shouldn't go over 1200. And keep in mind, some of these car washes out here, their PSI levels are higher than 1200. And I think you shouldn't max out, you should max, I think, anywhere from 1200, no more than 1600. But some of these car washes, you need to check that, can go up to 2200 PSI. And automatically, that might sit there and just swipe your decals right off. So those are things that you need to be aware of. The other thing is, Dodge never said out front that you can go into an automated car wash. They said in the manual, and if you go down, scroll to the manual, I think it's page 205, don't quote me because I can't remember, but it specifically said that they want you to wash the car outdoors in a cool environment, and then they, have this list of all they want you to use their Mopar products. So that got me to thinking, well, why the hell did they specifically say wash the car outside in a shady environment? If you're that specific, did Dodge already know that this could potentially happen and just didn't make the consumers aware because they weren't ready for like Tesla, the software that allows the car wash mode? That's a question, and I don't have the answer for it. Like I said, we're going to roll and figure this out as we go. What I do know is you can go to Walmart and you can purchase a cap, a protecting cap for situations like this. So I'm going to buy the cap, and then I'm going to have my husband wash the car again and see if this happens. Because I told him flat out, we need to test this out in the beginning, because if this shit keeps happening, we have an issue, and Dodge needs to take a look at it. But I just wanted to update you, let you know what happened, why it happened, or I should say my reasonings that I'm speculating why that happened, because it makes logical sense. And if that's the case, then Dodge needs to come up with a system or mock Tesla software to create this car wash mode. Is that an easy fix? I think so. And then it will sit here and stop all this backlash that social media is saying that the car sucks because it's bricked and you can't wash your car. Because I don't think that is really the case. But I do think that they need to look at the software and make sure that they upgrade the software to be comparable to the Tesla, because Tesla has a car wash mode. Just my 2 cents. Let me know what you're thinking. All right, I jumped back in after I got out the car. I'm here in my office kind of on break. So I wanted to just kind of add more context to what I was saying in the car. So Dodge is not the only one who has had issues with charging or their cars not, operable after some water has been exposed to it. October 2024, when I was going through different forums, somebody complained they had the SEV, their RST, plugged it into a level 2 after car wash, and it did not charge. Now keep in mind, these here are examples of people, in my case, washing their cars at home with a pressurized washer. And he said that he parked it, he plugged it up afterwards using, he had used compressed air, dried it out, and then all of a sudden everything normalized. Same thing in my case. After we basically took it back home, parked it, let it dry out, and then took it back to the charger that evening, everything normalized. 5 years ago, there was a person who had a Tesla Model Y in the form, did the exact same thing. He took it, tried to plug it up with his Gen 3 wall charger and would not charge. He was getting all of the, red signals saying that it's timed out, showed charging, stopped. And he said, you know what, I just washed the car. Maybe it's a safety mechanism. He used compressed air, dried everything out, and then eureka, everything normalized. So that being said, it makes perfect sense that these are safety mechanisms with these cars, because with anything electric doesn't like water. Now I know people are going to say, well, how the hell are you supposed to drive it in the rain? You got to think these are high pressures. Again, my pressure washer at home is 1200 psi. It's very minimal, but these pressurized washers, you can buy 1800, you can buy 2300, you can buy high pressurized washers, and that certainly could be contributing to these issues. Now going back when TK, Garage and everybody was kind of commenting on the bricked EV after a car wash, and I believe, and I have his name here, CJ on 32.
Eggs like Marty, sitting all the way up. Man, hold on, I think it said charge something. I see a plug on there. I need to charge my shit. Is it on? How much mileage I got left? It say 56%. What the push braking. Oh my God. Turn on vehicle to use claim. Electronic system. Man, I know this thing has got to be charged up. I don't know, guys. Let me figure this out, because it might have, I don't know. She just pulled it out the shop and brought it out here, so shit, I don't know what's going on.
So this is all new territory, because when I called Dodge, I called the 1-800 line. Of course, they refer you right back to the manual, and the manual doesn't say anything, like I said previously. The manual does specify washing your car outside in a shaded area, and that, like I said, it's on page 208 or something like that. So my question is, why did they specifically say that? And they did not put anything in here about going to an automated car wash. Did they already know something? So that is what I want to sit here and pose some questions generating. Now, I do agree that Dodge needs to do better, upgrade their software to avoid things like this, but I wanted to make it very transparent. Dodge is not the only one who's had issues with this. And you have to know, this is their first EV, first time around. So people were willing to accept that Tesla had issues in the beginning. So we have to allow the same opportunity for Dodge as Dodge gets better and better as time goes on, if they were to consider doing another EV. That's just my 2 cents on it. So just wanted to jump in here, and I will try to leave the forums somewhere in here where you can actually see it. You can put pause and you can kind of follow up on them. I'd love some dialogue to it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And again, I am trying to buy these protecting covers that you can get for the ports, and then my plan is ultimately to rewash the car using the cover to see if that makes a difference. All right, got to go back to work. Talk to you later.
majestic beat.